Hello everyone, this is Ballistic Binks and welcome back to Let's Play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, where we are continuing on in the first case of the game, the adventure of the Great Departure. Alright, so we've been led into a terrible trap apparently. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. Yes, we're going with the fact that he might have been dead already, right? On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson... Oh no! Both options are there! I think last time I was saying that, like, what if he was drugged, like unconscious? But I feel like the most likely option is that he was already dead. So I'm gonna go with that. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from in one particular situation.
Counsel, are you suggesting?
Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Already?
Dead? You mean like the whole meme thing? The omae wa mo shinderu kind of thing?
Yes. The killer's like,
Omae wa mo shinderu.
and and Wilson is like, Nani? Wilson, but we know it's Watson probably. I'm sure. I'm like 90% sure that it's Dr. Watson. Uh-huh. She had a very calm reaction there. She's like, oh shit. They got me already. Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. Nice. When the beef steak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's madness!
Order, please. Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student. But clearly he has no grasp of the facts.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Ouchie. It's you who has no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events.
That's a big gavel. I remember I was like, how big is that gavel? Wow.
I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
Yes, get her, get her.
But, Your Excellency...
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Mm-hmm. You gonna talk now? I don't see him translating for her. She seems really, really composed. Like, I've been wondering for a while the motive, right? And I'm very eager to hear it. Like, why did she kill him? He seems like, you know, an upstanding kind of guy. A professor, a doctor. I don't know why she would kill him. If it's not that, like, maybe somebody sent her to kill him because of his connection to Holmes. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm so curious. What was that smile? Here we go. Is she saying this in English? Yes, of course. I mean... Oh, now she's speaking in Japanese. Okay. I'd be delighted to help. Yeah, we know you understand us, you frickin' liar. Sorry, I swore. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Ugh.
Ah!
Ugh.
Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? What the fuck? Like, what's your problem, bitch?
I'm sorry. I feel like I've been swearing a lot lately. It's probably my coworker's fault. Honestly, she swears a lot. And with how frustrating my job has been, I don't know. My tight grasp on not swearing has slipped. So just FYI, it's probably gonna happen a lot more often in the next couple months, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
But you speak Japanese? What the heck?
Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country after all. What the frick?
But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. Sure, whatever. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible. Wow, what a biatch! Oh my gosh, she rude as hell. Yeah. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level. Wow. She's a Dahlia Hawthorne, alright.
Oh, well, you are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. What a bitch. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us.
Wow. See, this kind of BS right here, having to just suck it up and roll with the punches, is what they're expecting me to be like at work. But I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. No more. I'm fed up. It's like people treat you like garbage and they expect you to just smile and roll with it and be like, yes, sir, no, sir. Like, ugh, it's horrible. People are horrible. I'm sorry. Shouldn't let my rage come out during my LPs. Anyway, this lady is gonna have all of my rage directed towards her. That's what's gonna happen.
I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words, in our language, bitch.
Tell her!
About the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson.
So, we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. Yes, finally. Alright, let's do it. the victim's death. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. The music sounds different. A little more fast-paced, I think? When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. Okay, then we need proof of the poisoning, right? But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway. Oh, wow. Wow. She is confident.
That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you.
No. No. Don't suck up to her.
Easy does it.
I hope that is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
Ooh, ooh, can't wait to get her. Get her. Not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant.
I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today.
The Minister of Justice?
May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen.
Really? Now you gonna be sacrilegious on top of it? Oh, hell no. Girl, you going down.
Thanks. Wait, was that a prayer then?
Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with a cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much.
Don't speak about my man like that, bitch. That's what he's pretty much saying.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial.
Sure. I'm just like, sure.
If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear?
Oh, what the?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Don't do that to yourself. No.
Then you may proceed with the cross-examination.
Ryunosuke, stop. Alright. Time to do some pressing. Idea. Alright.
Yes! But his hand was on the searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't not have noticed.
Do you think so? Let me ask you something.
Sorry?
Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours has been wide open.
What? How could you even see that? He's behind the desk.
You can't not have noticed, can you?
Huh? What?
Ah! What fun!
Oh, okay.
You hadn't realized.
The dear lady is absolutely right. Oh my gosh, what have you and Sogi been doing back there?
Oh my god!
Oh, my brain went to a bad place. Y'all kinky.
As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Ryunosuke. Don't give us away like that.
Why didn't you tell me?
Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing?
Oh, come on. Oh, yes, I think my tiny brain can. Wow.
Yes!
Well, I can't.
Anyway,
Okay. Question 9, raise your glasses.
Yes!
As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water. Is that correct? Or is that right?
Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at that time, if you remember. Which explains why he ordered that drink. Correct, waiter?
Exactly as you say, sir. Although,
Although...
whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to this table, I'm afraid I don't remember that.
Hmm? Ooh, why did she react that way? But the poison must be in the water, because how else would she be able to poison him, you know?
damn you.
Ah! I have enough English to understand that, at least. For the benefit of others in the court, it means bless you. Nope.
I think it means the exact opposite.
Anyway,
Okay, the postmortem. Well,
Yes!
let's talk about that more.
Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma.
yes.
Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. As there were no other signs of trauma in the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death, it can only have been the bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life.
But it doesn't make sense. The burn must have happened straight away when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter.
Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, he wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that.
And if the victim burnt his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point.
But how was he dead but they didn't notice? Like, were his eyes open? Like, I'm wondering what kind of poison it might have been that killed him in a way that he was like just sitting there stiffly with his eyes open that made people think he was still alive or something.
Objection!
And yet, the fact is that the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that, this is a complete waste of time.
I concur. Prosecutor Aochi is right.
Ugh.
Okay. Let's try this one.
Yes!
This one feels like the one to present on, but we don't have evidence yet.
Without leaving a trace.
If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body.
Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosanaga?
As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation.
There would be physical traces with all those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark.
Like, is poisoning new to them? Like, that they never even consider it? I need to look at the court record again, but I don't think they have any proof. Bullet did not pass through the victim's body.
Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood. Shortly after 2 p.m. Fired at close range. I wonder if the fact that the bullet didn't pass through, is that important? Orange from pectoral. No. It still throws me off that the plate is in front of him. Like, shouldn't it have been going to her because he's not the one who ordered the steak? You know? And why did they turn his body around to face the camera? Because he's not facing the table, so it's just everything throws me off about this one. Waiter, I'm seeing photograph. Nothing about water. And we know she took the glass. I don't know. Nothing else there. I don't know.
Maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark.
If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it?
Oh no, perish the thought, calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question? On my honor, I, Taketsuchi Ouchi, will cut down any who dare cast such aspersions.
A way of killing someone that leaves no trace.
We need some evidence to back us up here.
I don't know.
Yes, evidence.
I don't know. This country is inferior. Okay, this is her last statement, so hopefully something will come up in here.
Yes!
Inferior? What do you mean by that?
In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't that so?
You know, she's got a point there.
Like, really? They just did one investigation and that's it? They didn't... Wow, okay.
Quite right. La Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident.
What the hell? Exactly. Which means that even if the investigation... Oh? Oh? I was not expecting that. So... this is pretty much like I thought was gonna happen when you have more than one witness, that they'll react, just like that happens in the Professor Layton crossover game. Huh. Which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost.
I can't switch over to him or anything, so...
It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand?
Haha! A killer blow! The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful.
Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to see sense.
I very much doubt that.
Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right.
Okay. Do we have to press on it again then?
What do you think, Ryunosuke?
I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information.
Yes, as I suspected, she's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over.
But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma,
What, Ryunosuke?
There is one thing I noticed. Something that's been bothering me.
Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett?
Actually, no. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga.
The detective?
Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening, maybe.
Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time.
If you think so, but
this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective.
alright then. I wonder what Cousin was thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose. Once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again.
Okay, here we go. Alright.
Yes!
Okay, inferior. This one.
Wait.
Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why?
Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity.
What do you mean?
When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down.
Ah, love you, Asogi. You're so freaking amazing. Ah. Sorry. I get a little too carried away. Stop it, Binks. Don't cheat on Apollo. Ugh, I can't help it.
You're right. Look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts.
It's time to pursue the man and his train of thought.
Pursue? Like the pursuit game? Eh? Are we there yet?
Sorry? Pursue?
I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker.
What marker?
Oh, this is new. Okay, so this is how we do it.
At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. But by moving the marker left and right with A and D, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand.
Breaking the fourth wall a bit, but okay.
While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with space. If you can catch the person at just the right time.
Ah, this kind of reminds me of Apollo's power. We have to time it well, you know?
You might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around.
I'm so glad that they're incorporating this really cool game mechanic that, unfortunately, I think a lot of people chose not to play the Layton crossover game, so they missed out, you know? And it's really great, so I like it.
Alright then.
Oh, I'm Yunosuke.
Alright then, so first I should move the marker across with A and D and focus on the detective. Then pursue him with space and see what's on his mind. Here we go.
Wait.
Okay. So then A is look around and then pursue is space.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. That sounded weird. Gah! What's the meaning of this? That excuse me was kind of weird, but okay.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply.
It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say?
If there's something you'd like to say, please, share it with the court.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? It's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately.
Oh, is that how it works?
Absolutely not.
Hmm?
The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness.
Pleh.
Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett?
Come on, buddy.
Well, yes, if you don't mind, I would like to speak.
Yes, fight back. Don't let her talk all this shit.
The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless.
God, he kind of reminds me of one of my favorite characters of all time from the anime Free. So that's why, even though he was kind of shady at times, I kind of like him. It's also probably the glasses. I'm weak for glasses, okay? I can't help it.
What do you really mean by that?
I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see.
Aha.
I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done.
Bruh, I think you're gonna die though. I think you have tuberculosis. That's kind of sad.
A crime scene thief?
Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there.
Ah, here we go.
Take this, for example.
Is that?
This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says.
Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it.
One day, our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming. I guarantee it. I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence.
Alright, let's look.
Miss Brett. Can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death?
Yes, it was that bottle.
What was that about?
Uh-huh, she's nervous now.
She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question.
Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor.
Ahem.
Okay. Oh shoot, I need to look at the... Wait. Let me examine it.
The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Kazuma?
I think it's French.
See, I told you she felt very French to me for an English woman. Even her name, Giselle, seems more French than British to me.
This must be very expensive water.
Yes, but what does it say? That's what I was asking.
Then go to France and ask.
Sassy! Oh, you're so sassy. That's cute.
Like little bickering couple.
Love it.
You could just say that you don't know.
It's French. Is there anything else on the bottle? Just the label. That's it? No. Okay. No idea when the poor man burned his wrist, when the waiter... No, possible. Could I present the bottle here? I feel like we could present it here. I feel like this might be the part where I get it wrong, though. But this is, like, in my mind, this is the only option we have at this point. So I think I'm just gonna go for it. Can we jump? Can we jump? Take this leap?
Yes!
Yes?
What is this? The bottle of water.
Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind.
I'm proud of you. You already jumped there. Okay, here we go.
Obviously, I'm referring to poison.
Yes. Poison?
On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass?
Order, order, order.
And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Giselle Brett, it was you!
Oh, she is totally a Dahlia Hawthorne, I swear. I kind of felt it from the moment I saw her. So I feel like the only way we can get her at this point then
Would be like, okay, take a sip of that carbonated water right now and prove me wrong.
Oh, yes, we're gonna do a classic. Please, please, yes. Get her.
Objection!
This is outrageous! To suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence! You little rookie imbecile! Have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we have only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty?
Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime.
Yes. What?
The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth.
Oh, yes, well said, baby, well said.
Ah.
Ahem, if I may.
I will silence you forever for this disgraceful—
Oh! Oh, here we go. She is such a Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh my god, I love it. You could tell The creator is totally harkening back to the original trilogy with this game. Love it. Actually, guys, I think we're going to leave this episode right here because I feel like we're right there at close to the end. I'm a little concerned that I'm cutting this right before the end, but it feels like there's still a little more stuff to do. So maybe this is the best place for me to leave it. I don't know. But we're so close, you guys. I'm so happy that we're finally, on track about the whole poisoning thing and that Hosonaga saved the day by bringing the bottle. So yeah, I'm really excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and hopefully in the next episode we will finish this case. So, until next time, have a nice day. Adios!